Here we go!
My friends, today we're going to examine the most iconic glitch in GoldenEye with a new, fresh set of eyes on the Xbox Series X. Indeed, my friends, it just keeps happening. The glitches continue to work on the new versions of the game, and this one is just so strange and unusual, I had to take a closer look. Not only that, but we have some new info on the glitch from none other than developer Dr. Doak himself. So, let's get right into it. So here we're going to play GoldenEye on the Xbox edition. And it's just kind of amazing that these glitches work on Xbox. You know, they didn't do too much to change the game. They did a little bit to make it work, but it's amazing that these old glitches still work, and especially this one because it's so bizarre and so strange. So the cheats you need to have on are all guns and infinite ammo. I'm going to put on invisible, invincible, just to help out a little bit. And we go to Bunker 1, and we have some fun. We're going to leave some guards alive for later. So to pull off this glitch, what we're going to do is we're going to throw remote mines on these 8 screens up here. If you miss one or two, not a big deal. Just make sure you throw them on the screens. Okay, now we're going to detonate these mines. Now, when you go to throw a mine, it suspends in midair. And this extends not only to mines, as we're going to find out. The grenade launcher. You shoot it, and the grenade is suspended in midair. The rocket launcher. Sometimes you'll pick it up, especially if you only have one in your clip, but if you shoot and back up a bit, you'll be able to get it to suspend in midair. Of course, you do have to watch for everything to blow up on you, which happens often with this gambit. The grenade will definitely suspend in midair, and of course it's on a fuse, so it'll just blow up. Same goes for the timed mine. The tank shells suspend in midair. And what's interesting is you can get like a good up-close view of them that you would never get before. Like, that is just such a strange view. Few people have ever seen such a thing in GoldenEye 007. Now, if we shoot the tank shell to make it explode, our friend here will, well, you can imagine. Now, not only do your explosives float in midair, but so do your knives. Again, you gotta be careful of picking them back up when you throw them. But hey, look at that. Now, I wonder if we can lure this guard to run towards us if he takes damage off the floating knives. Doesn't seem like it. But there is definitely something very strange that happens with guards once you've initiated the floating mine glitch. If we pass him away, he does not drop his weapon. See, he's holding on to his PP7 there. Likewise, this guy will hold on to his KF7. And that alone is so strange, because that pretty much never happens in the game. There is actually one rare circumstance where it happens, and it's if you pass away Trevelyan or Natalia, they don't drop their weapons, you know, on most stages. This actually has a really interesting side effect in that this guy has a key card, which you need to exit the level, but he does not drop the key card either. They all keep holding their KF7s. And see, I don't have the key card, so I can't open this door. I'm actually curious if I analyze and throw the GoldenEye key, I don't know what's going to happen. There it's analyzed. The next one I should throw it. And the GoldenEye key also floats in midair. But why does this happen? Well, here's what Dr. Doak himself had to say on Twitter. IIRC. The monitors are attached to a holder tree thing, which makes them fairly unique in the game. They're props attached to another prop. There are lots of examples of props sitting on other props, crates on crates, monitors on tables, etc., but this is special. When props get destroyed, they tell the props sitting on them about it, and in most cases the other prop then destructs and explodes too. These other props are sometimes mines that the player has placed dynamically. This was buggy with the tree monitors because if you destroy the tree, the monitors get told about it so that they detach. But in this special case, they weren't passing the message on to any mines attached to them. And so I think the takeaway here is that the game is so confused about where the mines should be that it ends up just floating them in midair from wherever you throw them. I mean, this is weird. The end of the rocket seems to like absorb some of the textures. So you can just see the Bond logo flash there. It's like absorbing some of the textures that are either in front or behind it or something. There's some more. This guard will trigger it, I think. It reminds me of the guards on Surface 1 when they get all messed up after you spawn them for a long time. See, it went green and there was that brief moment of the fingertips, which is really weird. Yeah, that finger texture's the weirdest thing in the game, honestly. Wow, what's that one? That's like absorbing the symbol on their hat or something. I can't quite get it again, but I see it's the symbol on their arm actually now. Oh, I almost had it there. There. That kind of horseshoe red crest. Yeah, that's what it is. That's so strange. And like, I have no idea what that one is. Oh, there's his hat. The red star. That is so crazy. It makes you wonder which symbols can and cannot show through in this context. And I really doubt that's ever been documented by anyone. It really just makes you wonder. Here's another little twist to this trick. On the old Death Star archived website from the early 2000s, he writes about the null gun. Do the floating mines trick, then switch to the rocket launchers. Pause and look for a blank space in the weapon inventory. It's not a real gun, however, just a glitch that Rare knew about. Null is a programming term for something that has no value. Now, I tried this myself and I couldn't quite get it to work at first. I finally got to work on both N64 and Xbox by switching to the throwing knives rather than the rocket launchers, and then pausing and going into the menu. Perhaps it has something to do with the last item you threw into the floating void. I don't really quite know, but it is there for sure. And it's interesting that Rare supposedly knew about it. You know, it sounds like they really had a heck of a time in QA figuring out exactly how all these glitches worked. But the whole thing just further adds to the strange mystery and oddity of this floating mine glitch. If it weren't for glitches like this, I don't think the N64 would have had such an iconic place in gaming history. There's just something about exploring the early 3D spaces, finding things that the developers didn't want you to see, and sometimes changing the way everyone would go on to play the game. I love the way that the original Nintendo 64 games can't be patched or hotfixed. The glitches and game breaks are just there forever, giving you a look behind the veil of the three-dimensional worlds that would make up so much of our lives today. So that'll do it for this strange look at the Floating Mines glitch. Subscribe with notifications on if you'd like to see more GoldenEye videos, because I'll be making many more this month in honor of the re-releases. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, stay true, and I'll see you in the next stream or video.